countrymen, good evening. This is ELLY PAMATONG, Supreme Commander of the Usaffe Liberation Army. Today I have come to you to address the issue of Rodrigo R. Duterte's presidency. I have to explain that I have nothing against Rodrigo Duterte as a person. I have lived in Davao for 3 years, and I have a church in Davao. And during my stay in Davao, I have not in any way done anything against Duterte, except that at one time I filed charges against him for calling my idea on federalism insane, which he later advocated himself. The issue of Rodrigo Duterte's lunacy is important to the 104 million Filipinos and their offsprings, or future generations still conceived in the womb of time. It is not personal. When you step into the ring of politics and aspire to be a leader of a country inhabited by 104 million people, everything around you must be divulged, must be revealed to the people. Total honesty is required. For instance, he should have disclosed the fact that he never had a certificate of candidacy approved by the COMELEC when he ran. When he hid that fact, he was lying to the people that elected him. He should have disclosed the fact that he was and still is sick of terminal cancer. He should have disclosed the fact that he was and still is a diehard communist. Of course, he disclosed a lot of things that should have sunk into the mind of the people, like he proudly and arrogantly confessed that he killed people, 1,700 in cold blood, without any feeling of remorse. He just bragged that he killed them. Many shot in the head while kneeling and begging for life, and one was dropped from a helicopter, screaming for his life to the sea. What is disturbing is recently the president of the International Council of Psychologists, named Natividad Dayan, Dr. Natividad Dayan, released his report through the ABS-CBN that, as a matter of fact, Duterte is really insane, a lunatic. Well, he used other words, high-flown jargon of the medical world. But what he's saying is he's out of control. He cannot control his mind. And Duterte or his children never challenged the findings of the psychologists concerning the mentality or the mental instability of Duterte. So if he becomes president, we will have a president who is a lunatic. And lunacy is not supposed to be in Malacanang, or a lunatic is not supposed to be in Malacanang. He's supposed to be committed in a mental institution or a mental asylum. I'm talking now to Sarah and to Paolo. You are too young to be my children. You could have been my children. And I have never hated you or your father. But you must call a spade a spade. You have to be frank about this. You have to file a petition for the commitment of your father to a mental institution for the sake of the 104 million Filipinos who will suffer if he becomes president. They have already suffered. 1,700 have been killed by him without any feeling of remorse, and he promised to kill some more, and thereby converting the Philippines into a burial or cemetery capital of the world community. Hitler never admitted he killed anyone before he killed 6 million. He didn't want to admit anything. But in spite of the fact that he never admitted having killed people, he killed 6 million Jews. Your father admitted that he killed more than 1,700 in cold blood, extrajudicially. And currently he's ordering his policemen to shoot anyone suspected of dealing with drugs, even if they are in reality innocent. So I am sincerely asking you to file a petition with the regional trial court in Davao to have your father committed to a mental institution for his sake and for the sake of the people. Making him president can only bring so much dangers to the country, maybe so much massacres, and that will only be bloody, and we will be exposing ourselves to ridicule for having a president who is insane and who is not fit to be a president of the Republic of the Philippines. So Sarah, Paulo, I have nothing against you. I could have been your father. I'm old enough to be your father. I am asking you to help your father. They are making a fool out of him. The people around him are telling him he's right even if he's wrong. And your father wants to make a law of everything that crosses or enters his mind. That is a form of lunacy. He thinks he is Congress and the Supreme Court ruled into one. So help your father. Do not allow him to step into the ring of leadership even if he is no longer fit to lead. I am asking you in the name of 104 million Filipinos. Recently, the Secretary General of the United Nations condemned him unequivocally for his order to the police to shoot anyone suspected of drugs. And I agree with the Secretary General of the United Nations. The CBCP, the Catholic Bishop Conference of the Philippines, is also against him. Because at one time he cursed the Pope. Though he denied that later, but he cursed the Pope, which is God to the Catholics. So again, basing on what he said, which verifies the findings of the psychologist, the former president of the International Council of Psychologists, that in fact he's insane, face the truth, face reality, be brave and bold enough to save your father while it is not too late. Your father is capable of being sinned against than sinning others because he does not know what he's doing anymore. I think this would be all for now. Thank you and good day.